This is the Dominican Republic group for spring 2009.
I've done a lot of different immersion trips, and I think that my favorite ones are the ones where we actually get to interact with the people. Because I've done a few where like all we do is just kind of stay in one spot and we like build a house or do something like that, and this trip was very different to that. We got to see a lot of different parts of the Dominican Republic, so we didn't just stay in one city. We traveled throughout the Dominican and were able to go into Haiti, and we were able to see like the relationship and the conflict between the two. And I think that is actually one of the most beneficial ways to do immersion trips, because you get to really see how these people live, and you get to talk to them and see what their perspective is, and in that sense you get to understand their situation so much better.
This was my first immersion trip, and my first international immersion trip, and I definitely agree with Sylvia that it was really beneficial to talk to the people that lived here, both in Dominican Republic and in Haiti, and see what they need and what is beneficial to them. I really enjoyed learning about the sun oven. I thought that was very interesting, and I didn't realize that you could make. I didn't realize how much it'll benefit the community or whoever's using it. So I really enjoyed that. That was my favorite part.
Sun oven was amazing. First time we had sancocho, it was amazing. I was like, are you sure this was cooked from the sun? It was amazing. And another highlight was when we went to Santo Domingo. We saw the colonial house and Christopher Columbus's son's home. A lot of history there. It was really nice. I thought that was really nice being in Santo Domingo with all the history there. And the cathedral, the first cathedral in the Americas, that was really cool.
Okay, so I just wanted to say that I had a really great week, and it was very meaningful despite the fact that I'm goofy all the time. It actually was it was a very good trip, and I had a great time. My highlight of the trip was going to Haiti because it was kind of an experience that I never had before, and it was completely different than I was expecting. It was a lot worse actually, and even though we were in a developed area, I still was kind of shocked and dismayed at the situation, and it really has made me think a lot about the way I live and the way like I want to live and how I want to try to help them more.
You learn a lot about a different culture when you're in their country. You drop everything that you had and you don't realize how good you had it. It was humbling. It proves that what we have is great and other people don't have as much, so we shouldn't complain as much. And I thought that was a very good experience. Seeing kids beg for money and knowing that that's their circumstances, their parents put them there. It wasn't their choice to be there. That was really eye-opening for me. Crossing the border in Haiti, another culture shock / highlight. Seeing the youth group putting in the work that they did to improve the community there and the village and the town, it's amazing. And to see the motivation come and looking to us for help, and to see that we have that kind of impact. I thought that was very impactful here on this trip. And you can experience that if you come on one of these trips, because you can talk about it all you want, but until you see it for yourself, it's one of those things you have to see it to believe it.
Another thing that I found really beneficial to the way that this trip was organized was that we got to see not just the side of the people that live here in poverty, but we also got to see the other side of the more wealthier people and how they live, in the huge contrast between the two. So that's actually, I thought, something different to any other immersion trip I've done.
Yeah, so the fish last night, we were eating here in Boca Chica, the beach. We sat down and we picked our fish and they fried it, but the fish was amazing. It was, I was looking forward to something like that. All the other Dominican meals were great, but something like this was truly, I felt, Dominican experience, especially when you look around and everyone else is pretty much Dominican as well. That was very delightful. I like that very much.
I think it's important to come on trips like this because you can't really understand other perspectives without going and actually seeing what those perspectives are. And I think there's a lot of different ways that people live life, and you just honestly can't understand without going and seeing it for yourself.
And being in a volunteer group, in an immersion program like this is very beneficial. You can take that back and raise awareness back in your home countries and spread the word. Just to raise awareness here and understand that we can do something about it. Just coming here and volunteering our time like this.